Hello everybody, welcome to this week's training. Got a very exciting training for you here. It's going to follow on from last week's training we did on taking control of your business, how to build a list fast. You all know that the money's in the list. I'm going to show you today how you can do that very, very quickly, very profitably. Can't say it, profitably. And I'm going to run through all that for you. And at the end, obviously, we're going to take questions and answers on any of the subjects that you're interested in. It doesn't necessarily need to be just bear with me a second. I've got my speakers on and I want to get rid of them because lost the icon. I need to get rid of the sound from my computer. Bear with me. Okay, how do I... For some reason, the icon that's usually there isn't there. Live chat room, multimedia. What else do I do this? There we go, manage, adjust system volume, that should do it. Okay, sorry about that. Any of you that know me know that I'm not particularly technical. I can just about operate a computer. So what I had there, I don't know whether you know or not, but when you're doing Google Hangouts, there's a delay. It varies between about 30 seconds and a couple of minutes between what I say and what you hear. So what was happening was I was speaking, and then after a short delay, I was getting in my earphones everything I'd said, and it was really off-putting. Now, normally there's a little loudspeaker icon down at the bottom right of my computer screen, which I can just mute the sound, but for some reason it's disappeared. What this means really is you don't need to worry about your technical abilities. If I can make money online without having any technical skills, without being very computer literate, you can do the same. I'm just like you. In fact, you're probably more advanced than me in many, many ways. So there's no reason why you can't do what I'm doing, because I'm here to show you. Very simply, the way to make money is to learn from somebody that's already making money, to do what they're doing, and to teach other people to do the same. And if you do that, you will make money. That is just the formula that's there. So I was going to play you a video at the beginning of this, but as we're almost at 1 o'clock now, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to just run through a little bit about who I am for anybody that's here that doesn't know me already. If I can find my there we go. So profitable list building, getting control of your business is what this is about. So why should you listen to me? Why don't you go and ask your bank manager or your neighbor or your plumber or your doctor or your grocer or whoever how to make money online? Well, if you think about it, the answer is pretty obvious. If they were making a lot of money online, they wouldn't be a bank manager. They may not even be your neighbor because they'll have gone to a bigger home in a different neighborhood. They wouldn't be working as a plumber or a doctor or a dentist or whatever they are, because they would find that they could leverage their time so that they could make 100,000 plus per year with a few hours a day. And that is eminently possible for everybody. I want to just tell you a little story about someone, well, two people, or in fact it's three people. It's a couple and one person. The one person is, I don't know whether you know, but I went to London to meet Shakir Hussein at the end of November. And he's a young man. He's only 26 years old. He's made millions of dollars. In fact, I think he's the only person that is $1 million earner in both Mob and in Empower Network. And he's done it in a remarkably short space of time. Like us all, he's had his ups and downs. He's made money and he's lost it, and he's made it back again, and he's made mistakes. And when he started out with great ambition, and he ran up $40,000 worth of debt before he started to get income coming in. And so what was it that made him different? What that made him probably the top earner, certainly in the UK, in affiliate marketing recently? He had a burning desire and a belief to do that, and he wasn't going to let anything stand in his way, and he just kept on where others would have given up. And he learned from other people that were making money, and he applied what they taught him, and he went on and he surpassed his initial goals, and he's really now teaching and mentoring other people, as well as continuing to make massive amounts in affiliate marketing. But it wasn't Shakir I was going to talk about, actually. It was his brother, because his brother, his younger brother, I think he's only about 20, and he saw what Shakir was doing, and he dropped out of school to do what Shakir was doing. And his parents went mad. How are you going to ever hold the job down? Who's going to marry you? Whatever else, you know, there were lots of things, the way parents think, because they're not used to what is possible online. Even though they saw one son, Shakir, making all this money, they weren't sure really whether it was going to last, whether it was a flash in the pan, what was happening. And they didn't want their son dropping out of school, not getting a degree, and all this sort of stuff. Anyway, to cut a long story short, 12 months later, that brother is making, I think his turnover last year was $600,000. Now, that wasn't all profit, but he made well over $100,000 in profit from that turnover. And his parents still say, you know, what are you going to do? And Shakir said to his parents, look, this is your son. He's got his own business and he's making more than a doctor and enjoying life. You know, but people don't understand, and they won't understand you when you make that choice. So that's one story. Another story is about two people I met there. They're a couple, and they had no money, and they were following. They're actually two students of Shakir's. They had no money, but they were following Shakir, and he kept saying, oh, you got to get in this, and it was X amount of dollars, and it was, oh, they can't afford all that, you know. And then he came along when he got involved in Moby. He said, here you go, you get involved in Moby, it's $49 to get started. They said, okay, we can struggle, we can get to that $49. No, I'm sorry, it wasn't. It was $45 with Empower Network. And so they paid their $25 plus the $20 affiliate fee. And this was quite a while back when Shakir was just sort of getting going and breaking through. And he phoned them up. He said, okay, now you've got started. Here's what you need to do. You've got to go all in, and you've got to buy a ticket, and you've got to get to the event at San Diego, and I'll see you there. And there was no ifs, ands, or buts. That is what they had to do. And they'd only just struggled to get the $45 together to get involved. So they sat down and they had a chat, and they said, what are we going to do? And they said, well, we can either stay as we are and struggle, or we can do what he told us. And so they sold everything they had. Cut a long story short, they sold everything. They bought the plane to go to San Diego from London. They got all in Empower Network, which cost them about $5,000. They booked their hotel and they bought the ticket. And they did all that. And as I say, they'd sold everything that they owned to do this, pretty much. It had to work. They'd burnt their boats. And they went to San Diego, and they got involved there, and they met people, and they met Shakir in person, and he said, okay, this is what you've got to do. And I know that, and he wasn't talking just to them, there were a group of people that he got there. And he said, I know most of you aren't going to do this, but this is the way forward. And he outlined what they should do. And once again, the couple sat down. They said, well, what are we going to do? He said, well, this is what he said we've got to do. So he said, we won't do it. Let's prove him wrong. Let's do it. So they followed his advice. They did what he told them. They learned from him. They took action. They did it. And within 12 months, they were making over $100,000 a year. They turned their lives around. And I see more stories like this for people that really struggle and really just take that leap of faith. These are the people that succeed. They're not the people that say, oh, well, I'll give it a go. I'll try this and I'll try that. And they're the people that say, okay, it's time. I made a change in my life. They took the decision, they took action, and they did it. And that was it. They didn't say, okay, well, we'd better ask our bank manager. They said, okay, this is the guy that's doing it. We'll do what he says. Because I know that what happens is I tell you what to do, and I'll tell you, yeah, get in this, do that. And the next thing you go into your friend and you say, oh, this guy who's making a lot of money online told me to do this. And they say, oh, you don't want to do that. It's just a scam. That's how he's making his money, you know, he's scamming other people. And they go to the bank manager, and the bank manager says, oh no, I can't lend you money for that because it's not a proper business. And I know a lot of people that have looked at this internet stuff, and it doesn't work. And they talk to the plumber. They don't talk again to me. They go and ask all these people who have never made any real money what they should do. And that is why Shakir said to this group of people, I know you're not going to do it. 2 of them did. 2 of them changed their lives. Okay. So who am I? Why should you be listening to me? I'm going to go through this pretty quickly because a lot of you know me. I'm Graham Frame. And if you're a friend of mine on Facebook, you'll have seen this picture because I send it to everybody that asks to be my friend on Facebook. And there are probably, well, there's over 5,000 because even though Facebook don't allow it, I have several accounts. I've had my own businesses since 1978. Prior to that, I was a specialist accountant till 1973. I was making lots of money, living in Bermuda, flying around the Caribbean. It was all tax-free. I hated it. I gave it up in 1973, and between 1973 and 1975 I was a jack of all trades, didn't really know what I wanted to do, and in that time I also got married. 1975 I met somebody who said, okay, I can show you how to make some money, and he was in insurance sales, and he showed me what he did. I did what he did, and I ended up making more than him. I became a top producer in the branch. It was on social hours. We were knocking on doors in the evenings and weekends and things. So I got a job in office equipment. Knew nothing about that either, selling office equipment, and became a top producer in office equipment. Why? Because I've got an ego. I have to succeed in what I do. I can't say, okay, I don't know about this. I say, right, I've got to learn to do this and be the best I can possibly be. And if you've not got an ego, you're going to struggle with your own business. There were lots of other things I did. And in 1998, I started playing online as a hobby. And I say playing, and it's in quotes because, as I say, I have to succeed in things I do because of my ego. I have to be the best I can be. So even though it was a hobby, I treated it as a business. Now offline, I started my own businesses in pet trade. We got into manufacturing, wholesaling, retailing. I had restaurants and delicatessens and sandwich bars. I've been involved in importing and factoring. Factoring, in case you don't know, is selling to wholesalers. I sold mail order to people. I'm a master hypnotist and certified hypnotherapist, and I've done that, mainly concentrating on helping working for large corporations, helping their sales force make more money. What they found was they had salesmen that were pretty good, and they make maybe 10,000 a month, and that's all they'd make. They'd put them in the patch in their field, they still make 10,000. They put them in the worst patch, they'd still make 10,000. They had this block of making over 10,000. And so a lot of what I did was working with people to get rid of that block. And then we found that those salespeople could make 15 and 20,000 a month, which was good for them and very good for the company. I had my businesses in janitorial, home care, cleaning homes and looking after homes for celebrities mainly. When they were away out, you know, they'd go away, they might be shooting a film or whatever. They didn't want their home left unattended. We'd look after their home, take care of the pets, water the plants, all this sort of thing. And later on, I got involved in management, business and sales consultancy for all sorts of sizes of businesses. Online, I got various businesses that I had. I had products made for me in aloe vera, and we wholesaled and retailed those online. I had web hosting and domain registration business. I've done AdSense marketing, affiliate marketing. I also do personal coaching and mentoring. And I am providing tools and training for online marketers in general. Working with me one-on-one is expensive, which is why I do these webinars for people that don't have the belief and the desire to change their life like that. They need something to just get them started on the right path, and that's why I do these. Okay, as a result of my businesses, I've not really needed to work for 30 years, and what I do now, I mean, a lot of people see it as work. I don't, because I enjoy it. I just do what I do because I enjoy it. I've made millions of dollars online, offline. I don't need to work to bring in cash. Along the way, I've acquired massive knowledge and skills, and I'm able to enjoy life on my own terms. I can travel and live anywhere I want, wherever I want, and I am able to help others because of all this. But having said all that, I've had my ups and downs, as everybody in business does. I've been bankrupt once, and I've had no money on one occasion, and that's not the same. Bankruptcy is something that is really sort of planned, and it's all there, and you can control it. You can get into a state where all of a sudden everything falls away and you have no money, and you're wondering where you can buy your food from. And we got to a stage where we couldn't pay our electric bill, water bill, so that was all cut off. It was fortunately temporary, but it lasted for probably about 6 or 7 weeks, and it meant I had to change directions and do things because I had assets, but I couldn't access them. It's a long story. I'm not going to go into it, but needless to say, I've had my ups and downs. You're not going to succeed all the time. But if I can do it, you can do it. I'm no different than anybody else out there. These are all things that I've had to learn to do myself, and most of it I've learned from experience and tapping into other people that are doing what I wanted to do. How are you doing that? Okay. Now, I've talked about that, and as though it's all in the past. It's not all in the past. I did this for last week, and you can see that I'm stopping leaderboards. I'm actually doing things now. Oh, so I had another slide in there. I was going to show you actually a slide taken the day after, when one of my students had actually taken over top place in the 7-day leaderboard, and that is really what is exciting for me. It's not the it's not so much this. I don't need it. It's what my students are doing. Anyway, my current goals are to raise over $2 million a month for charity by sharing God's abundance with over 5 million people, and I hope that you become one of those people. So if you're ready to learn, ready to apply what you learn, I would appreciate it if you would let me know that you are hearing me loud and clear, that you're seeing my screen, and that you are ready to learn, take action on what you learn, and then start teaching what you learn, because that is the formula for your success. So what I would like, let's have some comments in the chat box. I don't know how many people we've got here, I've not had time to look. But let's just get somebody in the chat. I just want a couple of yeses in there so that I know that we've got a few motivated people here, that you're ready. Okay, let me know you're alive. Excuse me. As I say, we're going to show you things here that are going to change the way that you do business. And if you allow them to, and you take action, they will change your life totally for the better. Okay, loud and clear, I can hear. Okay, and hopefully you're ready for what's to come. And let me get back. How do I get back to where I was? Here, I think. Yeah, okay. Okay, how to build a list. If you've not heard it, you should have heard it. And if you've not heard it and you should have and you still haven't, you will hear it all over the place that the money is in the list. You've got to have everybody that is making a lot of money online has a large list of people that follow them. You can call them subscribers, you can call them followers, call them whatever you want, but they're people that are on a list that you can communicate with. And the bigger your list is, the more money you're going to make, is essentially what it's about. Now you can build a list that is massive of useless people, or you can build a list that is pretty large of motivated buyers, and that is really what you want to be aiming at. You want to be aiming at getting a list of motivated buyers. So I'm going to tell you now how to build a list at a profit fast using paid traffic. And I get this all the time. People, oh, I can't afford to buy any traffic. I'm telling you now, you can't afford not to, because the only way you're going to succeed and change your life is to scale as much as possible. So you start off small and you look at it and you test it and tweak it and you get it making money for you. And then you start scaling up, and this brings speed to your progress. It means that you now have a career that you can go into full time instead of messing about like most people online do. Okay, I don't know anybody that is making a lot of money online that does not use paid traffic. Now, in the last webinar, hopefully you saw it, but if you didn't, I'm going to recap very quickly. We were looking at people opting in at the rate of 10%, and this was mainly focused on pay-per-click advertising or pay-per-view advertising. So if you get a 10% opt-in, it's pretty standard for the industry, provided you've got things set up in the right and logical way. And of those 10% that opt in, 3% will buy. And if you're making an average commission of $100, some of you will be making more, some of you will be making less, but $100 per sale is not unusual for a commission. It's usually between $50 and $100 for most people. And you've got a 10,000 a month target that you want to make. If you apply those 10% and 3%, it means you need 33,333 clicks from those pay-per-view ads. And of that 10% opt-in, that will give you 3,333 people opting in. And 3% of those is 100, so 100 buy. And if you've got a $100 sales commission, bang, you've hit 10,000 in income. But we've got a problem with that, which I didn't go into last week. There's only so much you can cover in a short space of time. Quality traffic will cost you $1 a click. If you're doing pay-per-click and pay-per-view, you can get them a lot cheaper, I know. But quality traffic, I'm going to be talking about quality traffic in today's webinar, going to cost you $1 a click. So if you're looking for 33,000 odd clicks, it's going to cost you $33,000 odd. And if only 10% of them are opting in, it's costing you $10 per lead. Okay. And if your leads are only bringing in $100, okay, your income's 10,000, but your expenses are 33,000, so you've got a loss of 23,000. Okay, and this is what a lot of people that get involved and they do paid advertising, and this is what they get into. Maybe not at that scale, because they don't go out and buy $33,000 worth of advertising, but they might buy $300 worth, and find out that they're only making $20 or something on average, or peanuts. They're losing. They say, oh, it doesn't work, give up. Okay, so what are the solutions? You can increase your opt-ins, you can increase the number of sales that you're making, you can increase your commissions, or you can reduce the cost of leads. Any idea which of these you think might be easiest? Let's have some answers in the chat box. Anybody know what might be easiest? Just give you a minute and it'll give me a chance to just get my voice back a bit. It's going a little bit. And I'll add our Christmas tree. My wife decorated our Christmas tree the other day and it looks really beautiful. And it reminds me that there is so much beauty and abundance in the world. And this is a time that we celebrate that abundance and the gifts that we have. So what do you think is easiest out of the solutions that I've offered? Do you think it's easier to increase opt-ins, increase the number of sales you make, increase the amount of commission you earn on a sale, or to reduce the cost of leads? They're all possible. I'm not going to go into them all. I'm just going to cover the quickest and easiest way for you. I'm just wondering what you think might be the best way to do things. Got a really poor turnout today. I don't know why. Had a lot of people registered. Maybe getting near Christmas. Increase opt-ins. Okay. Dime. I don't know. I never know what to call you. I'm going to call you Dime until I meet you and I find out what your real name, how I can pronounce it or whatever. Yep. It is, if you've got quality traffic, it is probably the easiest thing to do. It's not going to get you all the way to the complete solution. But you are correct in that it is probably one of the easiest things to do. So, what I'm going to talk about is reducing the cost of your leads, and that includes improving your opt-ins, because 10% opt-in rate from quality leads is not anything like industry standards. Okay. For pay-per-view, yeah, it is. Pay-per-view will cost you a little bit less, but if you're buying quality leads, I'm going to show you how to reduce the cost of those leads. If you take $1,000 spend, and don't get frightened off by this. I mean, it doesn't matter whether that's 100,000, 10,000, 100,000. It doesn't matter. 1,000 is just a nice round figure to demonstrate things with. If you are buying quality clicks to a good squeeze page, the industry standard for that is well over 25%. It's usually between 25 and 40%. And so I'm going to take 30% as being a reasonable figure. I'm going to show you a page actually that I use that I get well over 30%. I get over 50% on, but that's beside the point. Let's keep it simple and let's keep it very achievable. Okay, so you get 30% opt-in. So for 1,000 clicks, if they're costing you $1 each, you would get 300 subscribers. Okay, you see that? 30% of 1,000 is 300 subscribers, and I've got that. They will earn you $300. And you say, well, why will they earn me $300? Because only 3% buy. And okay, bear with me. You're going to earn $300 from them. About 200 of that 300 is actually what more in my instance again will buy a $1 product, and for you selling that $1 product you will earn $2 in commissions. Okay, and you might say, how is that possible to earn more commission than the cost of the sale? Let me tell you, it's not unusual. I don't know whether you've heard of Mike Dillard. Mike Dillard recently ran a campaign where he was selling a book. And he was saying, if you buy this book because I think it's a great book and because I'm recommending it, I will refund you all the cost of the book. You just send me a receipt and I'm going to send you a check. And he did that. And he did that with 60,000 people. I can't remember the cost of the book, but let's say it was $30. He sent out checks to 60,000 people for the $30 cost of the book. Crazy, you say, crazy. You see, he's not crazy, Mike Dillard. He's been around a long time, and he knew that there were back-end sales that the people that were selling this book would be making. And he got with them and he talked about it and he negotiated. They knew that he could sell them a lot of books. And they knew that if they sold a lot of books, they would make not only the profit on the books, but also they would make the back-end sales. And so the value of their customers was a lot more than the cost of the book. So he negotiated, and he negotiated to get 200% commission on the books he sold. So he sold a $30 book. They paid him $60. He sent a check out for $30 and he kept $30 in his pocket. Good business. Okay, that's just by the way. But that is how you can make a $2 commission on a $1 sale, because there is back end involved and people will pay you more than the value of the product because they know the value, the customer value from that product is worth a lot more. And because it's a $1 product, it's a very easy sale, and I get about 80%, which would be about 250 buyers actually, but I mean, I've kept it low. 200 buyers at $1, so you earn 200 times $2, $400. So you've actually earned $300 and $400 is $700. So your cost per lead is now 1,000, less that 300, less that 400. That's 300, so it's $300, and you've got 300 subscribers, so your cost per lead is down to $1. That's not clicks, because that's where we started out. We started out with your clicks being $1, but your cost per lead now is down to $1. Now, you've got 300 opt-ins. 3% of those buy, that's 9 sales, and you're making your $100 commission on that, so that's $900 in commission. And your leads have only cost you 300, so you're now in profit $600. Okay, and this is what most people don't do. They don't understand. They don't know how to do this. There are other ways of looking at it as well, because if you are putting people into your list, let's suppose you're putting in 300 a month from $1,000 a month that you're spending. Okay, and you say, okay, I'm losing 700. Now, how much would it be that you're losing? You've got 1,000. Ignoring these other figures, if you were just making your sales, you'd make your 900 in sales. You'd still be losing $100. Okay, and people would say, okay, it doesn't work. I've lost money. I'm out of here. They've got the asset in their list. They've got 300 subscribers in their list. Okay, and you do it again month 2, and you're still losing $100, but you've now got 600 subscribers in your list, and you're building that list. And the asset value of a list is about $1 per subscriber per month. So if you've got 600 or 6,000 or 10,000, let's 10,000 people on your list, if you handle things correctly, that list is worth $10,000 a month to you. Okay, so how do you get to 10,000 people? You use paid advertising. You put into operation something like this, and you scale it up as quickly as you can after you've tested, tracked, and tweaked it. You track everything that you do, you test it, you compare it, you make sure that it's doing, and then you scale it up, and you scale it up in portions, piece by piece. And I've clicked on that, but it's not moved. There we go. There we go. How? So let me show you what I do and what I teach my students to do. And then you'll understand why I say you can't afford not to use paid ads. Okay. This is a squeeze page I use. Okay. It says build a massive, highly responsive list fast. How to get paid advertising at no cost and build a responsive list fast at a profit. Okay, and there's a button below it, and if they click on the button, it takes them somewhere else. But this is, if you want to actually see this page, that's where this page is. I'm not going to go there now, but I'm going to read you what I say in the video. Okay, it's how to build a list at a profit fast using paid traffic. We all know the money's in the list, but building a good and responsive list can be difficult. Building a list using free methods can be slow and frustrating. But with quality leads today costing about $1 each, building a list with paid traffic may be fast, but it can be very expensive. However, I want to show you a method that I'm using daily and that my students are also using daily to build a responsive list, not only fast, but at a profit. What this means is that you can add hundreds, thousands, or even tens of thousands of subscribers every month. Does that sound interesting to you? Okay, let me explain how this works. First of all, you send your clicks or traffic to a squeeze page just like this one. People arrive and they're keen to learn how they can benefit in the same way as people like them who are building massive lists fast. This works great regardless of experience, so it doesn't matter whether you're an experienced marketer or a complete newbie. Remember that a massive list translates as a massive income because a good list is worth about $1 per subscriber per month. So if you want a $10,000 a month income, you need to build a responsive list of 10,000 subscribers. And using this system, that can be done in a month or so. Interested? Well, I know you are, but you're asking yourself, well, is it free? And if not, how much will it cost? Now, I'm not here to waste your time. So I'm going to tell you right now that it's not free, but it'll only cost you a once only $10.95. Okay? Are you still here? That's good, because this is a real game changer for you and for everybody that uses it. Most people, in fact, are still here at this point. And in fact, they move on to the next step. And that's great because with this system, you get paid $1 for every lead that goes into your list. I'll repeat that because it's important. You get paid $1 for every lead that goes into your list. Now, as I said, most people are still here at this point, and I know that because I often get 70 to 80% opt-ins, and that's massive, well above the industry average. Now, the people that opt in, and it's free to opt in, but it still makes you $1. Now, they do that because they want to get this system. And so they buy the system for the $1 plus shipping and handling of $9.95. And then you get paid another $2 in commission. Now, they get much more than just the system when they opt in. And when they buy this system, they get free coaching on how to monetize their list. They even have access to a sales team who will make high ticket sales for them, bringing them more commissions. But let's keep it really simple and ignore that. We'll ignore all the additional benefits and just stick with getting paid $1 plus $2 and how that works out. Let's suppose you only get a 50% opt-in. Now I'm going to ask you to opt in for me, even if you decide not to use the system. Because one, it's going to make me $1 and it's not going to cost you anything. And two, because I've lots of free money-making tips and tricks to share with you. These are things I've learned through marketing online since 1998. And I constantly discard things that are no longer relevant and keep you updated with what's working for me now. What I share on a regular basis with my followers has enabled many of them to move from struggle to success, and that gives me a big kick. So let's get back to the numbers. Let's suppose you only get a 50% opt-in, and that's really low for this system. And let's suppose that only 80%, it's usually close to 100% of those, buy the $11 package. That's the $1 plus the shipping and handling. So for 100 leads, that means you get 50 opt-ins and you're paid $50. And of the 50 opt-ins, at 80%, 40 would buy the package. And you get paid an additional $80, making your income $130. So if your leads are costing you $1 each, you'll make $30 on every 100 leads you buy. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, that sounds like great business. Not only are you building an asset, but you're getting paid to do it. Now, these payments are made to you every 7 days. So each week, you can reinvest your income in more leads. I can tell you where you can get these leads and have them delivered fast. You don't want a money spinner like this being delayed by people who can't deliver your leads for weeks or in some cases even months. And you want them to be quality. So now you've got the magic formula. All you need to do is take the next step, click the button below, and you'll be taken to a special page where you'll add your email. And then you'll have access to the system, and you'll also be added to my list where I'm going to teach you how to start making real money online. That sound good? Okay, click the button now. And as a reward, I'm going to send you a free gift anyway. And you're going to get regular tips to help you join the 3% of people online that are making 97% of the money. Click now. I'll send you my email address. You just need to hit reply on any emails you get from me, where you can ask me anything you like to help and guide you to success. So get to the form, you'll put in your name, telephone number, and email. That's all you need to do. And if you're not happy, you can unsubscribe at any time. God bless and thanks for your time. Oh, as a PS, if you want great leads that deliver fast, I'm going to send you where you can get them in my first email. Okay, and that is roughly what the video says. So we've got to the point where I've finished this training for today. And I'm open for questions and answers on any subject, any topic, anything that you want to cover. I am going to get rid of my screen share, if I can find out how to do it. Stop. Okay, and I'll draw these curtains because even though the view out there is nice, you don't see it. All you see is the bright lights from this wonderful winter's day. Okay, so have we got any questions? I say very poor attendance. I was speaking to quite a number of people online through the week. They said, oh yeah, I'll be there, I'll be there. They're not here. Are they going to make money? No, because they're not committed. They're not committed to being and doing what is necessary to have everything that they want. I need assistance in setting up my GoFunnel program. I'm asking for help. Thank you in advance, Thelma. There's nothing to set up really. If you remember, Selma, all you got to do is just send traffic to the squeeze page. And I need to know exactly what you're having trouble with, because there isn't anything to set up in GoFunnels. GoFunnels is another program for any of you listening out there. And in fact, it's the one where I showed you I was top of the leaderboards earlier on, where they'll also pay you for leads that go into your list, but it's only what did they pay? I think pay 30 cents per lead, I think. But they also pay you 20 cents on anybody you introduce to the program that brings in. So that can add up quite nicely. I mean, if you bring in 10 people, let's suppose you just bring in 10 people a week. Okay, something that anybody could do. And they do the same. They bring in 10 people a week. Then you would get 30 cents for each of your 10 people, that's $3. And you would have 10 people bringing in 10 people each, that's 100 at 20 cents, so that's $20. So you're getting $23 a week just for people opting into your list, or not even all opting into your list. Some are opting into the people that you brought in the list. So it's a handy little program, and they also will do they have a procedure which helps people upgrade in their system, and if they upgrade, then you get commissions on that as well. I don't make a lot from it. It's just a few $1,000s a month, but I mean, I suppose some people, there's a potential there to make a lot of money if you go into promoting it in a big way. I don't have a lot of time for promotion at the moment. I don't need the money, so I don't really do an awful lot on that. But you can make a few $1,000s a month on it quite easily. So that's what GoFunnels is. Thelma, I don't have a lot of time at the moment. I'm setting up a funnel for Turnkey Cash Cow program, and I need to get that done. But contact me on Skype, and we'll arrange a time where I'll spend 20 minutes with you or something. I don't do this for most people. I only do personal one-on-one coaching for my VIP members, but Thelma is one of my students, and so is Dime on this, and so I work with them. I get requests from probably anything between 20 and 100 people daily for my Skype, so that they can talk to me, and they want to talk to me to pay. It's 5,000 for a basic program. They don't get my Skype address for that. 25,000 a VIP member gets my Skype address. There's an intermediate at 10,000 where sometimes I'll give them direct connection. You need to set up your email manager and ClickBoost. Yeah, ClickBoost is just an autoresponder, Thelma. You shouldn't have much problem with that. And that's where your leads go. And then you can email them or set up autoresponders or whatever you want to do in there. But yeah, we'll go through it and get it sorted out, Thelma. It's not difficult. They should have training on that in there. I think they have actually, but anyway, I'll go through it with you. I say I'll do that for Thelma because she is one of my students, and she has, along with Dime, joined my personal mentoring, and they'll be starting with me next year when I just get one or two things that I need to clear up at the end of the year. Any more questions? Any questions from anybody? I'll tell you what I do have. Where is it? Pop-ins. Here we go. I'll display the offer here. I've got the text that I read out, and it's also got the links to where I buy all the traffic. The CPC brokers, but they now sell through a different plan. They used to be just straight sales, but now they give you the opportunity to become a broker. And the leads strangely, only cost the same as they did anyway, although there's very little difference in it. If you bought 1,000 leads from them before and you buy 1,000 now, there might be $10 difference on 1,000 leads. And before they paid you, I think if you were an affiliate, you got 10% on sales. I never really bothered with it, but they paid 10% on sales. The new system that they have, they pay around about 50% on sales. So it's a very lucrative business that you can get into, but it's a good place to just buy leads. And they also have tools that you can use to help you track what you're doing, track, test, because it's all about, it's track and test and tweak again. Okay, track and test and tweak again. You keep doing it over and over and over again, and that is really, I mean, if people are looking for a secret of how to make money online, that is the secret. Everything you do, you track it, you test it, you tweak it, and you do it again. You do it again. You do it over and over and over again. So you've got two formulas there today for making money. One is the yeah, and the other is learn, do. Most people spend all the time learning, never take any action with it. You're never going to do anything if you spend that. You've got to spend time learning, but you've got to put it into action. So if you learn one little thing, don't say, oh, well, I need to know all these other things first. Get started with that one little thing. Do it, okay? And then move on and start learning the next little thing and do that. Just take it in tiny, tiny little pieces and just do it. Learn, do. And once you've done it, you can teach it. And people will come to you. They want to know, how are you doing this? How are you getting opt-ins? How are you getting traffic? How are you getting your leads? How are you making your sales? And you say, okay, this is how I started. And you give them the first bit. And you say, you know, that'll help you. And when you're ready with that and you've taken action with that, I'll give you the second bit. And so you don't need to know it all. You just teach it as you learn it, bit by bit by bit by bit. Okay, so that's what you need to be doing. My screen's frozen up. I don't know whether yours has. Okay, it's come back again, I think. Any more questions? Can we personalize your profitable list building link? Yes and no. It's not set up for people just adding their SOAP username on the back end of it, because the button that you click will go to my my links. However, it is a part of a funnel that I'm building now for the Turnkey Cash Cow program, and it will be available through that program very soon. You certainly can sort of copy and paste it into your account and change the links and do anything you like that and put it on your own website. No objection to you doing that. So yeah, you can do that, but no, you can't. If you just add your link to it, I'll get all your traffic. So it won't work that way. I'm sorry. As I say, it is the beginning of a funnel process that we're building for the Turnkey Cash Cow program, and I know you're going to want to get in that, because it's as long as you turn the handle, the money is going to come out. Okay, it might be boring to turn a handle all the day, you know, keep turning the handle, but it's not so bad when you pick up the sack of money that you produce at the end. Any more questions, anybody? Dennis said increase profits. Yep, that's what we do. We can increase profits, and there are ways of doing that. I didn't go into that today. I'll probably cover that next week, I think, because that's a very important part. If you've only got 3% that are buying what you're selling, which is about industry standard, how do you get more people buying? What happens to the other 97%? What happens to them? And so I'll perhaps go into that in a bit of detail next week. Also, how you can up that 3%. Mind you, I've covered how you can up that 3% on numerous occasions, so I might not have time for that next week. Any more questions? Yeah, you shouldn't have to wait long though, Dime. It's I got somebody really high profile I'm working with on this funnel, and I need to get them a lot of stuff this weekend really, so that they can come back and we can get the thing sorted out. So it shouldn't be too long before the Turnkey Cash program is launched in beta, and the people that get in as beta members, they're going to make some savings. And why? Because in beta things aren't perfect, and because they put up with that, they get a discount. In addition to getting a discount, they're the first people in, and they get a massive opportunity to really build a very large business very quickly. I don't seem to have any more questions coming in, so I'm going to try and play this video for you. It's not as hypey as most of the motivational videos and things are, but it's a terrific video, because fear and doubt are the two things that stand in your way. And this video is about overcoming fear. And let's see if it plays. And just see if that comes in. Doesn't look like it's doing much. Oh, it's playing on my monitor here. So let's see if it comes up on your screen. It's supposed to mute out my voice when it does that, but I don't think it's doing it. So let's just see if it comes up on your screen. Yeah, it looks like it's loading on my laptop. So a nice video for you.
Because fear is the major obstacle that gets in the way of a person's happiness or greater success. And the funny part about it, fear isn't even real. You see, we can be regretful of the past, but that's already gone. The present is here now, and it's not too scary. But where does fear exist? It can only exist in the future. We can only be fearful of future events, and since the future isn't here yet, guess what? Fear isn't here either. Since fear isn't real, it's funny how we let it affect, though, our real life. And and the effect that it has on it, it turns out to be a robber. It robs you of the good things that you want in life. What it does is it affects your real life. You see, how it affects your real life is it creates a distortion. It makes the problems, fear makes the problems look bigger than what they are, and it makes your ability to deal with those problems look smaller than what you are. So it's a complete distortion of reality. How can you deal with a real world when you're dealing with it from a distorted reality? It's impossible. Fear is a tether. It tethers an individual. It keeps you stuck. You see, you can only rise to the level of your greatest fear. What will happen is, as better things happen in your life, and you see that more prosperity comes into different areas of your life, your fear will tether you to come right back down, to keep you stuck right where it wants you. Well, I'm here to tell you that you can overcome your fears. Fear is not real. And it's the tricky part about it, is that with fear not being real, to try to deal with it from a realistic standpoint, you will just fool yourself. One of the techniques that we teach in our Overcoming Fear seminar is called a reality check. And this is just one of the exercises that we'll teach you. But in a reality check, what we do is first identify what your fear is. If you're not sure what your fear is, then look for any area of your life that you're feeling some stress. Because stress is an intelligent way of saying fear. It's the same thing. So look for any stressors in your life. These are the areas that you're stuck. These are the areas that will keep you stuck exactly where you're at now. Because like I said, you're only going to rise to the level of your greatest fear. Next, identify where you think that fear came from. Don't get hung up if you can't decide on where it came from. But just see if you can look back and say, that's where I remember it starting, at this point in my life. And like I said, if you can't figure that out, then just keep on going to the next step. The next step is, if this fear, ask yourself this, if this fear came true today in your life, what would happen to you? Start writing this out. This is an important part to write out, because then it goes into your subconscious mind. So start writing it out. What would happen if this fear became real today? What would happen to you? And then write that out. Then if that part came real, what would happen to you? Keep writing, keep writing, keep writing. Take it all the way. Some people will go and say, well, I'll become homeless, or then I'll die. Keep going, at least to death or beyond. If you die, what will happen then? Well, you might go to the afterworld. Okay, write that down. What happens next? What happens next? It's important that you play with your fear, using this reality check, because what it does is this, is it takes the electrical charge off the fear in your head. If we hook up electrodes to your brain right now and give you a fearful situation, we'd see the electrical impulses going crazy. And what we want to do is diminish the electrical charge that fear is having on your life. Because once again, it's distorting everything. If the mind attracts all your reality and it's full of fear, guess what? You're going to attract more fearful situations. You're going to attract more confusion, which will create more fearful situations as well. To become fearless will give you more life. That's the bottom line of it. The more that you can control this fear or diminish the electrical impulses around your fears, the more life that you get to experience. The more happiness, the more love, the more prosperity in every way. Now, I'm going to ask you once again to just play with your fears. You can do that by visiting www.overcomingfearhome.com, or visit one of our Overcoming Fear seminars. Success for every one of us is limited to the level of our greatest fears. Why don't you?
Okay, that's it from me. I hope that you have got something useful out of that you take action on it, put it into action, and start changing your life. Just do it today, okay? Learn it, do it, and teach it. It's one of the formulas of making money. Learn it, do it, teach it. Okay? And don't forget, test, T-A-T-A-T-A, test and tweak and test and tweak. Test, I've forgotten. Test and tweak. Tweak again is the last one. Oh, track. There we go. Who's track, test, and tweak? Track and test and tweak again. Okay. And that'll get you there. God bless you all. We've done it in just an hour today. No more questions. That's it from me. Love you all. I look forward to your success. I want to see you topping the leaderboards in whatever your chosen business is. God bless.